The Pfaff Ambition Essential sewing machine comes with a nice selection of accessories. So in this little accessory box, which by the way, when you remove it, exposes the free arm, and back here's where you actually lift and lower the feed dogs. So really convenient, but if you ever see me going back here, that's what I'm doing. It kind of slides back here. But in the accessory box, there's all your accessories are in the little bag in the front, and there's extra places for you to store goodies in the back of the accessory box. So let's go through what comes with the machine. And oh, by the way, and it was white on white, that's why we couldn't see it, but down in the bottom, not in the bag, is actually the buttonhole foot. Love this. We'll show you how to put a button in the foot so it will do the exact size you need it for. So first off, automatic buttonhole foot. You're going to have a nice collection of needles that will come with it. They're all numbered, so a nice little variety pack that comes with the machine. We have some spool caps. So there's a couple bigger ones, and depending on how you are putting your spool on, you can match the bigger spool caps with the spools that have the bigger ends. There is also, when we go vertical here, we can put the spool so it will sit on the spool cap here and twist. And then there's also, for when you have the smaller spools, make sure you always put on the smaller spool cap for those. And that's going to help hold it on. So when you lay your thread down up here, those are all in place. Now there's a nice handful of bobbins that come with the machine. I am seeing there are 4 of them in the bag, but there's also 1 in the machine. So there's a total of 5 bobbins. Now bobbins are something that you don't want to mix and match with. So make sure that if you have another brand of machine and the bobbins are not the same, they will not fit in this machine. But on a side note, these are what are considered class 15 standard plastic bobbins. Now not to be mixed up with the class 15 metal bobbins. Make sure you only use the plastic ones in here. And it really doesn't matter if it's metal or plastic. It's because the machine is preset for the lighter weight of a plastic bobbin. All right, things you didn't know, but that's why you're watching these videos. This is both a brush and a seam ripper, so you can have both cleaning and ripping at the exact same time. We also have in here your vertical spool pin. It has a little bit of a base, and that has a hole right up here that it can actually sit in. Here, I'll even put it up there so you can see. The felt pads will go, if you are using the vertical spool pin, put one of these underneath, or I should say on top, and that will go right on top there. And then you can actually put a vertical spool and there. But I'll explain what's the difference between running it vertically and running it horizontally once we get started. You do have a screwdriver because there are screws right here, 2 of them, to get your throat plate off. Don't forget to clean this machine. Now you don't have to oil it, but you do need to get out underneath this throat plate and clean out all the lint that happens just from normal sewing. This is a multi-purpose tool. I will show you this throughout the videos. First off, it would help it go up and over a really thick seam, like in a pair of jeans. It can help put a shank on for a button if you're sewing buttons on. And do you see that little hole right there? It is right there. You can drop a needle in that hole and easily insert or catch it when you take it out. So I use that quite a bit. And then for the feet that come with this machine, so you have 1 foot that's already on the machine. This one is your 0A foot, and you saw how easy they just snap on and off. So these feet are noted, even when you pick a stitch, which foot you should have on, and it will change depending on what you select. You have a 1A foot, so this has got a bigger cutout underneath here. So for some heavier decorative stitches, same with this one. This is the 2A foot, but not set up for the dual feed. This one was, and so is the one that's on the machine. This multi-purpose foot has a little red adjustable guide on it. You'll be able to use this for both a blind hem, an overlock stitching foot, and even some edge stitching. So I'll show you once again multiple uses for that. That one is actually the number 3 foot. And then your number 4 foot, I know it looks a little funny, but it is actually a zipper foot. So the reason for the two little grooves is so you can have the dual feed on the left or the dual feed on the right side, depending on what side of the zipper you're actually sewing on. Very well designed foot. You just have to remember you want the three little points or trident kind of pointing away from you, that is to the back of the machine, and where you can read the number 4, that's to the front. Some people try to get it on backwards. That's not, well, doesn't work at all. All right, so those are your accessories that come with the machine. Let's get started with threading it up, and we will go through all the steps to make sure that your machine runs perfectly.